So in the NL wildcard race, the Giants lead the Cubs by a half, the Astros by 1.5. On ESPN2 right now, Roger Clemens and the Stros, bottom 6, lead Milwaukee by the count of 1-0. Ryder Cup, Colin Montgomery has never lost a singles match. Europe just dusted the United States 18.5 to 9.5 to win their 4th Ryder Cup in the last 5 years. Captain Bernard Langer and the Europeans celebrating outside of Detroit. More halftime heroes of mine. Mike Brown. Remember a few years ago when the Bears won the Central? It was Brown that was Johnny on the spot. Urlacher with the hit, Brown with the touch. They had lost 7 in a row to their longtime rival, the Packers. Not anymore. Roy Williams and Joey Harrington. But Williams, the rookie, look at the catch here. And Roy Williams, the footwork on the second touchdown. The Detroit Lions, ladies and gentlemen, are 2-0. Halftime heroes, Brown and Roy Williams.
The NFL on ESPN roars into the regular season for a huge matchup of superstars. Donovan McNabb leads the Eagles and Dante Culpepper the Vikings in an early season showdown. Vikings-Eagles, live Monday on ESPN.
I'm Marty Reed, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. It's 1978, and Tom the Mongoose McEwen enters the U.S. Nationals in spite of his son's death from leukemia just weeks earlier. Don the Snake Prudhomme encouraged McEwen to enter the Nationals as a form of therapy, and ironically, the two would meet in the final. A career best run carried the Mongoose to a courageous win over the Snake, and McEwen became 1978 U.S. Nationals champion.
It's the second half of the season, and now is the time for the contenders to show their stuff. Don't miss all the exciting action of the Major League Baseball pennant races every week on ESPN.
This halftime show is presented by Kia Motors. Kia, make every mile count.
Pete Rose, baseball's all-time hit leader, a Cincinnati legend whose career was certainly defined by desire. But Charlie Hustle was deeply flawed. This Saturday, September 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN's Original Entertainment presents Hustle, starring Tom Sizemore as Pete Rose. The film is a dramatization based on facts set forth in the 1989 Dowd Report. Here is an exclusive first look.
Pete, what if I were to tell you that we have physical evidence that directly links you to numerous wagers placed over a period of months on football, basketball, hockey, and baseball games?
I might have bet the occasional football game, but never in my life did I bet on baseball.
Never bet on baseball?
Never, ever. Not once.
Pete, we have phone records of Paul Jensen, Mike Bertolini, calls placed from your home phone, from the Reds clubhouse, betting slips with your handwriting on them, numerous canceled checks.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I never bet on baseball in my whole life. Not from the clubhouse, from New York, from New England, from New Mexico, from nowhere.
We'll air a full scene of Hustle during SportsCenter immediately following this football game, which is a defensive struggle. Jason Taylor, that Miami defense back in form. Here's an INT. The Dolphins lead the Bengals 3-0 at the half.
No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN.
Marty Reed, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. It's 1982, and Don the Snake Prudhomme wins the U.S. Nationals with what many still consider one of the greatest runs of all time. Trailing engine oil in his wake, Snake clocked a 5.63-second effort, nearly 0.2 of a second quicker than any funny car had ever run, in a sport where winning margins are measured in hundreds of seconds.
ID?
Forgot my ID.
Can you do that again?
From Los Angeles, California, X Games 10, Tuesday, only on ESPN.
We are back at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. The Dolphins leading the Bengals 3-0. The Dolphins are going to receive the second half kickoff. Shane Graham will do the kicking off, I should say. And Lamont Brightful, who's been somewhat frightful in the first half, is back deep for the Dolphins.
The adventure continues.
He only weighs 160 pounds. Fields it at the 2. Brightful up to about the 25. Pat Summerall here with Paul McGuire and Joe Theismann. I think you have to be disappointed with the offensive performance in the first half, don't you?
Both teams. Defensively, both of these teams have done extremely well. But it gives you an idea of why the Miami Dolphins in the last 6 years have been in the top 10 in defense.
Well, I think there are reasons why both offenses have struggled. Carson Palmer's in his second game. He's a rookie. And on the other side, 8 of the 11 starting offense of the Miami Dolphins are basically brand new to this offense, whether it be 4 guys up front, wide receivers, and running backs.
Moments ago, our Susie Colbert had a chance to talk with Marvin Lewis.
Marvin, if anybody knows defense, it's you. What can you guys do to get something going against this Dolphins defense?
Well, we got to start converting more on third down, and obviously we're getting into too many long third downs. So we got to come out and kind of have a better feel for where they are and so forth, and get our pads down and go.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks.
Get our pads down. The new word in vogue this year seems to be we're playing downhill. Somebody's playing downhill. I'm not sure what that means, but that's Gordon.
It means that they're starting back about 6 or 7 yards and coming right at you. And that's what Zach Thomas has done.
Yep.
That's what we've seen Junior Seau do. And really on the other side for Cincinnati, that's what Nate Webster and Brian Simmons, their linebackers, have done. They're just plugging up the running game.
Well, now we got Miami in the second half with 2 positive plays. A pass for a first down, and then they ran the ball for 8 yards, which is scary.
That may be the longest gain of the night. But Gordon, again the carry. Stopped by Nate Webster, got another yard, maybe not a first.
A lot of times coaches look at what happened last week with the Miami Dolphins against Tennessee. Tennessee ran for 182 yards. So Cincinnati figures, okay, we should be able to run. Then you turn around, and Cincinnati says that, the Cincinnati Bengals gave up 200 yards to the Jets running. So Miami figures they can do it. Both teams seem to have corrected their mistakes from a week ago defensively.
Well, I'm watching Lamar Gordon, and I'm going to tell you, this guy, he doesn't run to the hole. He stops. He does a lot of dancing in the backfield, and he can't do that.
3rd and short. Feely fakes to Gordon. Got the first down.
You saw that graphic. First time in Dave Wanstadt's coaching career that no rushing first downs occurred in the first half. Now, there's lots of reasons for it. Some of it has to do with Cincinnati's defense. Other facts is that I think your best players are your receivers. Your tight end, Randy McMichael. Your other wide receiver, Chris Chambers.
That was McMichael that made that clutch catch. He's caught 4 for 58 yards. He had a big night last week. Here's Gordon. Flag on the play as Gordon scampers out of bounds at about the 35-yard line of Cincinnati.
Well, you can bring that back. That's offensive holding in the line.
Holding, number 85, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Again, the referee is Walt Anderson.
You know, I don't think people appreciate how tough a job Dave Wanstead has had. You lose David Boston, you bring him in as a receiver. You lose Ricky Williams. You have to bench Jay Fiedler, which means you lose 12 of 14 rushing touchdowns. You lose 1,300 yards in Ricky. You lose receptions. He's got 8 new guys on this offense. You know, he's playing this game the way you have to try and win a football game. Great defense, careful on offense.
First and 20, Feely. Brian Simmons has the interception at a 50-yard touchdown.
I think they call that going downhill.
I think so.
Oh, man. Brian Simmons just looked at his eyes, and A.J. Feely threw it right to him.
Well, you know what?
Take a look at it here. Look at it. He's trying to throw this little short guy, and the back doesn't go out. He stays in.
Well, that's Chris Chambers. That's just inexperience of a quarterback and a wide receiver not working together. Remember, last week, even though Jay Fiedler got benched, A.J. Feely threw an interception for a touchdown last week, too.
Jumping on the extra point, Shane Graham back to try it.
Didn't they say in the first quarter it depends on which defense scores the touchdown?
Yep, you sure did.
Right now, Cincinnati, advantage Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Now do you make a change at quarterback?
No, you can't. To me, then you absolutely lose your entire football team. You've got to let AJ fight through this thing because it wasn't necessarily his fault. He thought that Chambers was going to go outside. He went inside. Part of the inexperience that they have in this entire offense.
I don't know. What do you think, Paul?
I don't think you take, you know, he started with A.J. Feely. And
Neutral zone infraction, number 96, defense. By rule, Cincinnati has elected to enforce that penalty, 5 yards on the kickoff. We'll retry.
So the ball will be kicked at the 35-yard line.
Right.
Now, Brian Simmons didn't play last week against the Jets. They had quite a few starters on defense out. Sure made up for it on that play.
The extra point is good from Shane Graham, and Cincinnati leads 7-3.
Second shot from about 200 yards.
Go hard. Get up.
Ooh. Oh, very fortunate right there. How is that?
Right where he wanted it.
Fastball, a chopper. Beltry goes up to get it, throws to the plate in time to get him. So Hairston is cut down.
Back up the young quarterback. Johnson coughs up the football. Scooped up by Donnie Abraham. It's a foot race, and Abraham will win it for the touchdown.
Look out. Griffin. Getting tail for the end zone. Griffin, third of the day from 47 yards out.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Mazda, always the soul of a sports car. Wachovia Securities, together we can achieve uncommon results. And CircuitCity.com. Log on today for your chance to win a plasma TV makeover.
Cincinnati has a real blue-collar history. Meatpacking, printing, tool and die. They're the heart of the city's origin. The heart of the Midwest. Happy at the moment at Paul Brown Stadium. Lamont Brightful back 5 yards deep in the end zone. They will not bring it out.
ESPN joins the fans of the most beautiful game in the world. In Europe, skill, tactic, and precision. In the United States, force, courage, and speed. In Brazil, magic, passion, and talent. In the Netherlands, touch, power, and excitement. And if that's not enough, the World Cup qualifying matches crowns the trip around the 5 continents. Football around the world on ESPN, the world's greatest fan. For great sports every day is ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Our views from high above are courtesy of Goodyear, which has been providing aerial coverage of the world's televised sporting events for more than 44 years. Goodyear reminds you to take all of your journeys on the wings of Goodyear. And isn't that a spectacular view of Paul Brown Stadium?
It's neat to be here. We haven't been here in this city in a while. There's A.J. Feely's numbers, 50%, 2 interceptions. That kind of performance cost Jay Fiedler a job last week.
Oh, Gordon. Hello. Waffled by Nate Webster.
That was a great hit, but here's been the problems for Miami on offense. A.J. Feely. This throw almost gets picked off. The next one almost gets picked off. Bounces up in the air. Torrey James comes up with that one, and this a miscommunication between A.J. Feely and Chris Chambers gives the Cincinnati Bengals a 7-point lead. And as you said, Paul, it's a question of which defense was going to score first.
Gordon on the draw play is swamped.
Let me just say something. This offensive line of the Miami Dolphins, and I know they're new, and all those excuses were made in the first half. They are not blocking anybody. Watch this. You've got 3 guys back there hitting the ball carrier as soon as he catches the ball.
And not one of them was blocked. It's not like they're beating somebody to get to him.
Case Bahan was the first man there, and the Bengals are getting fired up. Feely on 3rd and long, 16 to be exact. Tries to throw a screen. Gordon dropped it.
And it's a good thing he dropped it, because that would have been an 8-yard loss. It is loud in the jungle.
You know, you can blame a lot of stuff on a quarterback, but I tell you what, when you don't have time to throw, and you're trying to find 2nd and 3rd receivers, and you don't have time to even find your first guy, you got some major problems, and the major problems are in this offensive line.
Matt Turk Gets off a dandy. "48-yard punt, 5-yard return. Matt Turk did his job.
The NFL on ESPN roars into the regular season for a huge matchup of superstars. Donovan McNabb leads the Eagles and Dante Culpepper the Vikings in an early season showdown. Vikings-Eagles live Monday on ESPN.
Take you to Denver, Colorado for the opening weekend of NFL American football, where the Denver Broncos won in impressive fashion. Quentin Griffin led the attack, running for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Jake Plummer threw for 3 scores of his own as the Broncos defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. ESPN celebrates the Denver Broncos, our athletes of the week.
Nothing by Justin Miller. Biggest bunts, and it's a good one. Lilly up, tosses, got him.
Bay with a fly ball. Jay Bay's drive, Biggio to the wall. Biggio makes the catch.
1-1. Hit sharply, and a backhand stab by Upton. Off balance throw. Got him. Oh, is that a pretty play?
Ooh, kidding me?
Line to right. Berkman backing on it. And he makes a running catch. Could be an awfully big play in this game.
Well hit to deep right center field, and Rio makes a great running catch.
You know, since then, though, Loaiza has certainly restored order. Deep fly ball left center on the move. Lofton backing up still, reaches back, and he catches the ball. I didn't think he was going to get it.
"7-3, Cincinnati over Miami." Pat Summerall with Paul McGuire and Joe Theismann. And it's been a defensive battle.
Pat, I think the defense, when they were on the sideline, said, look, if we don't score, we don't win.
Probably right.
It's been their mentality, though, for the last 4 years.
Marvin Lewis. We have wired. Palmer going deep. Almost intercepted by Antoine Edwards. Marvin Lewis trying to fire up his defense.
Hey, nothing's changed. You win this half from this point on. Let's go. Nothing's changed. Not one thing's changed. You win the game from this point on.
Well, if he's right, they will win the game.
You know, he's the kind of guy you'd really love to play for. And these guys have really bought in to the philosophy that Marvin Lewis has brought here. Play hard all the time.
Palmer. Pass is complete to Reggie Kelly. Let's again go down to Susie Colbert.
Well, guys, there's only 15 players left on this Bengals squad that Marvin Lewis took over a couple of years ago. He has reshaped it in his image. The kind of player he wants is professional. He said when he got here, nobody wanted to, you know, to really, at 2-14, everybody had an excuse for that. They couldn't find solutions. He wanted players that were willing to find solutions for why you're a struggling ball club. He said his guys now are hardworking, they're knee benders, and they get after it.
Palmer throws again, incomplete.
I'll tell you, someone stepped on Jason Taylor's foot.
It's the only way you can stop him is step on his toe.
Yeah, but it was afterwards. They stepped on his toe, and he's down. And that, you know, that interception that Antoine Edwards almost had down there, I think that ball scared him. He was so wide open. I mean, we're watching two quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
Struggle.
Huh?
I'm being polite. Struggle is the word.
Cincinnati's had 10 drives, if you could call them that. And there have been 5 3-and-outs. And the punter has been very busy. And we put the heat on. Lamont Breitfeld signals fair catch and makes it at about the 9. 48-yard punt. Miami starts deep in their own territory, and that seems to have been the case recently.
to Denver, Colorado for the opening weekend of NFL American football, where the Denver Broncos won in impressive fashion. Quentin Griffin led the attack, running for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Jake Plummer threw for 3 scores of his own as the Broncos defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. ESPN celebrates the Denver Broncos, our athletes of the week. No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN.
Moment 21, Game 6, 2003 NLCS. Cubs just 5 outs from their first World Series in 58 years when a fan, Steve Bartman, became part of the game.
But Moises Alou jumped and reached his glove into the seats and looked like he might catch that ball, but a fan reached up and took it right out of his glove.
The Cubs went on to lose the series.
The NFL on ESPN roars into the regular season for a huge matchup of superstars. Donovan McNabb leads the Eagles and Dante Culpepper the Vikings in an early season showdown. Vikings-Eagles, live Monday on ESPN.
9:39 left to play in the third in Cincinnati, with the Bengals leading 7-3. Miami ball at their own 8-yard line. Lamar Gordon is the lead back, and Gordon gets the carry, and he's going nowhere. Out to about the 10. Dwayne Clemens made the stop.
You know, Pat, this is the thing I'm talking about. It's either you're not sure, Lamar Gordon, of where to go. Watch this, he'll stop. And once you stop, you're already dead. They got you. You gotta have confidence that that hole is going to be there, and you've got to get to it. And he's stopping on every single play because he's not sure where to go.
Picked up 2, 2nd and 8. Feely gets it to Gordon, and he might have gotten to the line of scrimmage.
And Brian Simmons again. Boy, he's all over. These linebackers, Brian Simmons, Nate Webster, and Kevin Hardy, have played really, really solid. And Kevin Hardy, when we had a chance to talk to him on Friday, said, we just can't talk about winning. We've got to go out and do it. And so far tonight, this defense has taken the bull by the horns.
If you love defense, you're looking at a great defensive football game.
It's like a one-hitter in baseball.
3rd down and 6. Feely back to throw. Chase.
Oh, no.
No, almost, but no. Booker was the intended receiver. The ball was hit by a Bengal defender.
Delta
O'Neal, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. Look at the pressure on A.J. Feely. The guy's trying to throw the ball. I really think he's trying to throw the ball away. Watch the heat on this guy. Here he goes. Bang, 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 and he doesn't have a chance. That's Powell, number 72, that was in there, and then this ball was thrown to the outside. If it was shorter, it would have been intercepted.
Medeo Williams almost had it picked off if Delta hadn't knocked it away.
Matt Turk again.
Leg's getting tired.
Stay away from it. Takes a Cincinnati hop. Let's again go down to Susie Colbert.
Well, guys, the story of tonight's game, solid defense and 2 young quarterbacks trying to find their way. A.J. Feely, 10 of 21, but showing his inexperience with 2 interceptions. Carson Palmer, the same kind of a number. He remains focused, but against that tough, aggressive Dolphins defense, 3 sacks and an interception. Zach Thomas has been everywhere, including 5 Pro Bowls. His teammates, quite a few of them, have been there with him.
You know what's amazing about this Miami defense, and you look at Cincinnati's too. I gotta believe that they get, you know, the defense on both sides got together at halftime and said, look, if there's anybody going to win this game, it's us, because they're not.
And I think that the Bengals are in a field position situation right now for Marvin Lewis, where Bob Retkowski, the offensive coordinator of the Bengals, he can be a little more cautious on how he wants to call this game. They know they've got a 4-point lead. They know that the only way that they're going to lose this is if the offense turns the ball over, just like we saw happen to Miami. But they'll make Miami try and score a touchdown. They haven't gotten inside the 20-yard line of Cincinnati tonight.
Cincinnati will start from the Miami 44-yard line. Rudy Johnson.
Zach
Thomas
again.
Well, you know, I'm telling you, you want to run up the middle against these guys, go ahead. You're going to ruin your back. Look at 54. Look at all these, like, bang. You know how quick he gets to a hole, how fast he reads.
And I think he's playing about a yard deeper than he's played before, and he's playing downhill all the time. Here he is in the middle.
Rudy Johnson again, stopped by Jay Williams this time.
I had a chance to talk to Jim Bates, the defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins. I asked him what they wanted to do tonight. And he said, we're not really going to change the way we approach it. We're not going to let people get big points. We're not going to give up big plays. We're going to be real tough against the run and make the young quarterback put the ball in the air. So far, Miami's defensive game plan has gone according to plan.
3rd and 7. Palmer.
And we got a flag.
Watson. A flag on the play, right. Watson made the reception.
We got holding against Miami. This was a first down anyway.
Yep.
And from what we understand, Jason Taylor is in the locker room.
Illegal hands. Hands to the face. Number 35, defense. That penalty is declined as a result of the play as a completed pass and a first down.
Jimmy Wyrick is number 35.
And they're down to 3 corners, and Jimmy Wyrick happens to be one. Here he is, number 35. He got his hands up in his face. You can't do that. And also, he pushed him when he got by. So you can't do that. You can't do that either.
On first down, the end around. They finally give it to the reverse man, and Hush Monzada. Zada.
Close.
Got it.
Got it.
Second time. And TJ picked up good yardage.
TJ Hushmanzada has run what Cincinnati has done all night. They continue to run and run and run. They've given the ball to Rudy Johnson 10 times. And they picked the one time to pick up a key first down when they hand it off.
Here's Rudy again. And for a couple. Word on Jason Taylor is that he's in the locker room. His foot got stepped on, as you pointed out a moment ago. And I guess they're x-raying it at the moment.
And I don't think that was coincidental that they came around that side of the defense where Jason Taylor plays. Dave Wanstadt's got to get his ball club to hold them to a field goal defensively. This is the best drive Cincinnati's had all night.
Best start they've had all night.
It's the only drive they've had all night.
That's right.
Palmer. Incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you, Hushmanzada was wide open.
For a moment.
Excuse me, Hushmanzada. TJ, if I say TJ from now on, you do, Pat, everybody's going to know who it is. But he was open. Watch him go down the sidelines. Right here. He goes by Madison. He's open right here.
Carson waited just a little bit longer. I like what I've seen out of Carson Palmer in this game.
Here comes Jason back.
Got his golf clubs with him?
He's not walking back.
Shotgun on third down. Miami shows blitz. Palmer is taken down.
You know,
Dario Romero.
Romero just shows you what you were talking about before about constant pressure, and not stopping. Number 94, Romero. Look at this. He fights through 2 guys and gets to the quarterback. That's just determination to get to him.
And to take that sack, now you're looking at a 48-yard field goal attempt.
Just a little bit under 48. Maybe a leg. And yes, sir, it's 10-3. The Bengals over the Dolphins. 5:11 left in the third.
Nothing by Justin Miller. Biggest bunts, and it's a good one. Lilly up, tosses. Got him.
Bay with a fly ball. Jay Bay's drive. Biggio to the wall. Biggio makes the catch.
1-1. Hit sharply and a backhand stab by Upton. Off balance throw. Got him. Oh, is that a pretty play?
You kidding me?
Line to right. Berkman backing on it. And he makes the running catch. Could be an awfully big play in this game.
Well hit to deep right center field, and Frio makes a great running catch.
You know, since then, though, Loaiza has certainly restored order. Deep fly ball left center on the move. Lofton backing up still. Reaches back and he catches the ball. I didn't think he was going to get it.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
The NFL on ESPN roars into the regular season for a huge matchup of superstars. Donovan McNabb leads the Eagles and Dante Culpepper the Vikings in an early season showdown. Vikings-Eagles live Monday on ESPN.
Back at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, where the Bengals have taken a 10-3 lead over Miami. Graham set to kick it off. Lamont Brightful back peak for Miami. Low bouncer. They leave it at about the 4-yard line. Confusing. Brightful gets out to about the 15. Lucky he got that far. Because winning was everything, he lost it all. ESPN Original Entertainment presents Hustle, starring Tom Sizemore as Pete Rose. Hustle premieres Saturday, September the 25th at 9 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN HD. Presented with limited commercial interruption. He lost it all.
I think if you're the Dolphins, you have to start throwing and keep throwing.
Feely back to throw and fires.
And it's incomplete.
Chris Chambers was the target. Couldn't find a handle. Incomplete.
You know, you can talk about blaming the quarterback and you can talk about blaming Lamar Gordon, but look at this offensive line. They're blocking backwards. Take a look at this play. Two guys are blocking one man. They don't know who to block, number one. And then when they do know who to block, they don't block them. Take a look at it. When you hand the ball out to a back in the backfield, do you know that the Miami Dolphins, think about this, a rushing football team, they have 25 yards rushing. They're averaging 1.4 yards a rush.
Here's Gordon.
Well, they had 65 yards last week. So, you know, I mean, certainly Ricky Williams being gone has affected them. But like you said, Paul, I think it's more Dave Wannstedt's offensive line than anything.
Does anybody in watching television or know anything about sports, do you think that Ricky Williams would be gaining more than 25 yards?
No, I mean, it doesn't matter who the back is.
I don't think so.
That, as a matter of fact, was the longest run tonight.
1.8 yards a carry, 30 yards and 17 carries.
That was 8 yards. That's the longest of the night. Here's Feely.
Oh, man.
Hammered from behind by Justin Smith. And Feely never saw him coming.
He's just lucky he held on to the ball.
Yep.
That time Lamar Gordon swung out to the left side, and watch number 74, Wade Smith. He just whiffs at him and misses him. You know what? If I was Wade Smith, I would walk up to A.J. Feely and I would apologize for the lousy job he's doing. He's a kid in his second year, tried to get stronger, put on some more weight, but boy, it's like a swinging door out there on the left side.
8th punt coming up for Matt Turk, and this one slides off the inside of his foot. Not very good. And again, Cincinnati will have the ball inside the 50-yard line of Miami. Let's go again down to Susie Colbert.
You know, adding to the pressure of A.J. Feely making his first start for the Dolphins is that Dave Wannstedt hasn't committed to him as a starter. And that's tough for a young quarterback. Build your confidence. Keep looking over your shoulder. The one thing I can say for him, he said he learned in Philadelphia from Donovan McNabb that you have to be even keel, no highs or lows. He at least has done that tonight. Made many mistakes, including that interception, but he's looked the same as he's reached the sideline each time.
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, you know what? He looks like a deer caught in the headlights.
Yeah, he does.
Every time he goes to the sidelines, he looks like a deer caught in the headlights.
I'm going to tell you something right now. A.J. Feely will spend the next 2 days in the tub. Because he is going to be sore.
So will Zach Thomas, only he's been delivering blows instead of taking them.
Rudy Johnson got 5 on that last carry, so it brings up a 2nd and 5. And off to Jeremy Johnson, the fullback. Rare carry. Picked up a yard, perhaps.
They got 3 Johnsons on this offense.
I know. But Miami's defense has spent the entire half inside their own 50. And they've done a heck of a job. Just giving up 3 points. Jason Taylor trying out that blown tire he had.
3rd down and 4. Palmer back to throw it. Up the middle to Peter Warrick. First down, Cincinnati.
You just know,
game.
You just know they're going to go to Peter Warrick in this situation. They run the clear out with the tight end. Matt Schobel clears out. Peter Warrick comes underneath. Terrific throw by Carson Palmer. There's one with a little zip right out front. That was Antoine Edwards that tried to stay with him.
Rudy Johnson. And Rudy fights for yardage. Picked up about 11.
Now you're getting the feeling that, you know, this Miami Dolphins defense can only last so long, and they're back on the field. There's 3 and out, and they're back on the field all the time. Couple first downs. They look like they're getting a little tired. And they should.
You're right.
They spot the ball at about the 18, so he's a little shy of that first down. Couple of yards.
Now they're not that tired yet.
No.
Well, you know what? One of the guys that I've been impressed with, we talked about the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins and all the newness. Just this gives you an idea. Jerry Fontenot, the center of the Cincinnati Bengals, has been here 2 days. 2 days he's been a part of the Cincinnati Bengals and had to block Zach Thomas and all those linebackers. And boy, has he done a terrific job in the middle for Cincinnati. Number 67.
They don't get much.
They aren't that tired, Paulo.
I thought, you know, one play they might get a little tired. Well,
they just got a second win.
Well, I tell you, they fill a hole. And they...
Field goal team approaching.
You know, it's one of those games, Joseph, where when you get on the plane, the offense go in the back of the plane and stay back there. And don't talk to the defense.
.36 yards out, plenty of distance again. And good again. And the Bengals move ahead by 10. Marvin Lewis. And we've got him wired.
let's go get the football. Let's go. Let's take it away. Let's go. Just do our jobs. Outwork them. Outwork them. Bring the stack. Knock the stack back. You know nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. You play one snap at a time. Snap the whistle. Let's go. Pads down and play harder. Let's go. Run and tackle. Run and tackle. Out-tackle them. Out-tackle them.
What's pads down mean?
It means your shoulder pads down.
Get them low.
Bottom down. Get them low.
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. I agree with Joe. I mean, it's a guy that you talk about into it with everybody, offense, defense, and you got to love his enthusiasm because he's in there working with you.
Well, and he made the commitment to Carson Palmer in March after John Kitna was the only quarterback in the league last year to play the entire season every snap. And what's been understated is how important, or never really brought up, is how important John Kitna is to helping Carson Palmer, to really being the guy that transitioned this football team to the point where they were 8-8 and almost made the playoffs a year ago under Marvin Lewis in the first year.
How about this one, Pat? 7 plays, 29 yards. That's the longest drive tonight for Cincinnati.
They lead by 10. Brightful. Going to get it back to the 20 and beyond. The flag on the play.
And that'll bring it back.
Yep.
During the return, holding number 85, turn team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Let's go down to Susie Colbert again.
Well, we've been listening to Marvin Lewis throughout the night. Coaches are influenced in so many different ways, and Marvin told us that number one, it was Bill Cowher. He was with him when he first became a head coach in Pittsburgh. He said each week Bill had a theme, and that would play out on Sunday. He challenged his guys, and then there were no surprises because the tempo was set as the week went on. And then second was Brian Billick. He said Brian was more about focusing on his own team's strengths, erase those exterior distractions. Both coaches treated their players like men. That's what Marvin does, and that's what's been working for him.
Healy to throw. A grounder. Incomplete.
I told you Cincinnati's longest drive was 27 yards. Well, Miami's longest drive tonight is 35 yards. I just didn't want to slight them at all. I wanted to.
No, I'm glad.
You know, and you look at A.J. Feely's struggle. You go back to the first game when Dave Wanstead made the decision to pull Jay Fiedler and put A.J. Feely in there. A.J. hasn't been around this team as long as Jay has. I think he's got to make a decision next week. I think he's going to stay with A.J. Feely. I think this is the way he's going to live with his football team.
Gordon, there is nothing. Justin Smith is there to lead the defenders.